we're back with the starting of the build of the F-16 Falcon. And what I want to do before I even start putting the wings on or anything, I picked up the E-FLITE afterburner ring that's going to get installed in here, so when we fire up the engines, it's going to glow, okay, and look like it's a flame coming out. First thing you want to do, and I already unscrewed, is your tail cone, and you want to take out these two screws here, and these are going to expose the EDF. So if I can pull that out, because I already pulled it off, and there is your EDF. I unscrewed the 4 screws that are supposed to be in there and there. And in the manual, just to back it up 1 second, they had changed the installation because they said the lead plug for this was up underneath the tail. But I didn't install the tail yet because I have to turn this upside down. We're going to bounce it around and I don't want to get it busted up. So I felt that this was going to be the best thing to do first. If you're going to sit there and want to install this ring, start with this. So they did put that in Horizon's instructions and sit there and tell you that they did fix that and changed it. So you should be good there. This is the EDF, the 80mm EDF. And I'm just gonna leave this off to the side. And I don't want it to sit there and be bouncing around too much or anything. And we're gonna look for this lead right here. And it's marked lights. I'm gonna put some foam tack around this area here, and then we're going to take this wire and put it into that groove all the way up there. Okay, so I'm going to take some foam tack with a Q-tip and I'm going to put it around the edge so it stays on. Foam tack takes about 30 minutes to set up, and I am going to, once I do that, I'm going to let it set up for 30 minutes. Push this in there. And just let it in. For a few seconds. It's a nice seal. Put the wire down inside the groove. Once this foam tack sets up, that's it. It ain't going anywhere. You see? Got it down inside there. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little foam tack along that wire and smear it in there. And I'm going to let that sit up for about 30 minutes before. Got the wire inside there, little foam tack. I'm going to let that set up for 30 minutes. Okay guys, we're ready to go. Before we assemble back on the tail cone, we want to make sure we put our EDF back into its slot. I have already connected the plug back from there to the plug there. Make sure the polarities are lined up. There is a reason why that I am putting the EDF back in before the nose cone. And down in there to line up those holes, and that sits sort of like that. Nice and snug, because this thing is rock and roll. I don't want it flying, flapping around. The only thing I have to do now is put the canopy back on, just like that. Okay, that's good. The reason why I installed that first is because it's really smart. Is there's a screw here and there's a screw in there, so we have to turn the plane upside down. So that was the reason why we did it that way. What we need to do is we need to grab our Y plug right here. It's got 2 pigtails, and we attach this one over here where it says lights. Okay, so we want to make sure our polarities line up. That's yellow, red, and brown, and one end is right here. Put these new clips there so they can grip a little bit better. This one we have to detach plug 6 out of there. So what we have to do is we took that out and we plugged it into the other Y harness black on brown. I don't know what this little plug right here is for. Doesn't say. And we want to go back in with orange up, brown down. I'm just going by the way I pulled it out. And this goes in there. It's a spaghetti mess. It's so many wires. Now I got it installed, and I'm going to show you how to do the radio setup. They do give you some nice instructions, addendum with the ring that you get. So depending upon the series you have, now I'm using an NX8, they have an IX, and they have the DX series setup. So I'm going to be following the NX. Okay, they're pretty much close, all of them. So you turn on your transmitter, and we are on the F-16. Go down to system setup. Put that down there. Get out of there. And RF turns off. And you want to go to channel assign. And you're going to go all the way through all of this till you get to next. Go to next. And what we want to do is we want to go down and RX port assignments, or auxiliary 1, and you see I already have it set to throttle because it will say inhibited or something like that, and you scroll over until you get to throttle, and you hit that, and all you have to do now is just back on all the way out. So what we want to do, now we have our radio on, and the next thing is we want to plug in our battery, which I will do. Okay, I'm going to hold on to the plane, turn the throttle cut off, and now it'll illuminate here based upon your throttle. Okay, so I'm just going to hold on. Well, I guess that just blew me away. Redo, after that blew me over. We're gonna have to hold on to the plane, and let's see it. Let's get this fired up. So that's how it works. And it works by the thrust. All right, let me turn this down. Okay. Whew. Didn't want to sit there and let it take off. Ooh, a little bit blinded from those lights, but that gets brighter as you go with your thrust. So that's a demonstration. So that's how I have it hooked up, and it's looking pretty damn good, and I think it's going to look wicked in the air. And that's the assembly of that E-FLITE ring. So I'm going to put links down below so you can get one. That is the first part of the assembly. Like I said, you want to put that in, if you got one, before you start assembling everything else. Just get that out of the way. Next is the full assembly. So thanks a lot. Any comments, questions, or anything, hit me up and let me know. This is Joe, and I'll talk to you soon. Salute all your friends.